Friends, it's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. How are you doing today? Happy Friday. Oh, everybody loves a Friday, don't we? And wow, it's a busy weekend. I was out earlier today doing a little bit of shopping, and oh boy, the parking lots are full, the stores are full, everything's full. Okay, I'm going to try to see if I'm live on here. I hope I am. Let's check one more time. There we go. Yes. And everything was full. The freeways were full. Coming home, there was a lot of traffic coming home from the mall. Well, I went to a mini mall, not the huge mall. But oh boy, was it just busy. Actually, I went to Bath and Body Works, and they have a sale on candles today, and that store was absolutely packed. Totally packed. And of course I got all caught up in the rush and came home with more than I should have. But guess what everybody's getting this year for Christmas? Bath and Body Works, right? So it's a fun weekend. I know a lot of you are going to be out doing shopping and maybe having some parties. Where's Ellie going? Where are you going? You're trying to lean down, aren't you? Well, welcome, welcome. I wonder if you have your Christmas cards mailed. I don't have mine mailed, but they're half addressed, so that's one good thing. And I'm excited and hoping to get them completed this weekend and in the mail so they go out on Monday at the latest. You just want a hug, baby? What's going on? She gets kind of tired because we're here early and we kind of get ready, and she got a pretty red Christmas bow today. And so by the time it goes live, she's a little bit tired. Hi, Roz. Good to see you. Yes, I'm so glad you're here. And we're all excited for Christmas. We've got all kinds of things going on. And I'm excited. I've been decorating, and so I've got stuff to make cookies. What about you guys? Let me know if you're going to make some things. Most of us do, don't we? And I've got cookies and bars that I'm going to make and some bread. I hope I get time to do it all. I really want to. Linda, good to see you. How are you today? You shared it. I always appreciate that. You have about a third of your cards in the mail, Roz. Excellent. Good for you. I'm so thankful. I hope I can say that on Monday. I can say, done. I got it done. So there is just so much going on at Stampin' Up! Right now. Between me and Stampin' Up!, we have a lot of stuff happening, and I want to tell you all about it. So I hope Ellie will be still. The clearance rack at Stampin' Up! Has been updated, and there are tons of new things. I haven't checked today, so I'm not sure who's bought what and how much is still available, but there is a lot available in the clearance rack. Very deep discounts. Pop over there and see. Just go to my shop online link that's right above my picture here, and you go to sale, and it takes you right to the clearance rack, and you can see everything that's on clearance, like ribbons for $2. You know, you really can't beat it, so jump over there. Also, last chance items. Our holiday catalog is going to be, it's going to be done on January 3rd, I think it is. And so the items are last chance. Some are on sale, some are not, and I'm going to tell you and use some of them today. And I'm going to tell you about that. But if there's something you really like that you haven't gotten, snap it up while you can. Things don't necessarily go on sale. Only a select items go on sale. Most of it is just last chance. In other words, when it's gone, and while supplies last. So I really recommend that you do that. Okay, I'm just going to put Ellie down. She's fallen asleep here. So last chance items. Go right on my shop link and you'll see them. My pretty adhesive pack, I want to make sure everybody's seen it. I've started, I made this really pretty adhesive pack. And what's going on? There's a little ribbon stuck over there. What it is, it's just a really cute, clear little makeup bag, but the cutest part is it's hot pink. I love it because it's bright pink. That's what I love. And I have tied a bunch of ribbons. I'm looking for some pom-poms to add on to it. So it has beautiful ribbons, and it's full of 5 Stampin' Up adhesives. They're my favorites, okay? It's the regular dimensionals, mini glue dots, my favorite multi-purpose liquid glue, and a Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm not that crazy about the Stampin' Seal, but the Plus I really like, and we're going to use that today. So this is my pretty adhesive pack, and it's $38, and then includes shipping, and that is a bargain on your 5 adhesives, including shipping. It's a bargain for you. And I made these up because I really want to help you create your not create, but have gifts to give, crafting gifts to give your crafty friends, or fun gifts to give your crafty friends. I also have gift certificates. If you're interested in a gift certificate, just email me at peggy@prettypapercards.com. Thank you, Roz, that you love my adhesive pack. Cheryl, good to see you. I love my adhesive pack too, and I have all my stuff here at my desk, but I want to use my stuff right out of my pack because it's so cute and it's so pink, and like I said, I'm looking for some cute pom-poms to tie over on the right with all the ribbons. So I'm also doing gift certificates. I can do physical ones, or I have a very pretty virtual gift certificate. The person that you tell that you'd like a gift certificate, or if you'd like to give one, just email me. I'll prepare you that nice gift certificate for giving or emailing, and then your friend just contacts me and I hook them up with whatever they would like. So I'm looking for gifts to give for the holidays, and I wanted to help you out because these are things I would give to my friends, especially my crafty friends. Okay, prize. We haven't been together on a Friday for 2 weeks because we were together the Friday before Thanksgiving, and then I didn't, I took off on the day after, which I'm sure you did too, and probably did some shopping. So the prize was a card kit, a really fun, the Kerchief card kit, and the winner of that is Penny Chilcutt, and Penny indicated both on Facebook here and also on YouTube, as a comment here on Facebook and on YouTube, that she wanted the prize. And so Penny, contact me with your address so that I can send out this really adorable card kit. It's a full card kit. They've been selling them right on Stampin' Up. And so I want to get that to you, Penny, before the holidays. So message me so that I can get this out to you right away. Now the prize for next week, some of my demonstrator friends have been giving me the pins that they received for Onstage. I want to try to get it so that you can see it without it too bad of a glare. Let's see. These, let me turn my light a little different direction and maybe that helps. These are super cute. There's one in melon. This is the Fresh Freesia, and this is Pale Papaya, I think. And a pin that says Onstage. 3 pins from Onstage, and they produced a lot of different pins, a different variety. Everyone got different ones. And so people are trading them and having a lot of fun. And my demonstrator friends gave me some of their extras, and I wanted to offer them to you. So if you'd like this package of 3 Onstage pins, and they're all different. This one has an Eiffel Tower on a little postage stamp and a rainbow on the Pale Papaya one. Put the word prize down below in a comment, and then you'll be put in the drawing, and I'll have the random number generator pick for next Friday. So be sure you pop back next Friday, or look back on this YouTube video because I'll put the winner down. So did you get that same pack, Roz? They're really cute. I think I've got several of these to give away. So let me know if you want that for your prize. Okay, my pre-order. I think I showed you some of the stuff I got when we were able, those of us that went to Onstage were able to get some things. And now, as of December 1st, the whole entire spring catalog is opened up to us to pre-order. And I'm going to show you just the catalog front. Okay, I can't open it. Here's the beautiful spring catalog. It's called the January to June mini catalog. And I'm not kidding you. There are people that love every item in this catalog. It has fabulous stuff in it. If you're a demo, right write down what you think, because I haven't talked to one single demo that doesn't love this catalog. And this is the Celebration catalog. We're already also able to win free gifts from this as demonstrators. So I'm so excited, and my new stuff is coming next week when I was able to order from the whole catalog. So I'm going to show it to you as soon as I get it. I'll be able to show you the products, not the inside of the catalog. But if you can pre-order right now also, if you'd like to join my team of sweet stampers and join Stampin' Up and get the starter kit, and you can order from the new catalog right away. So let me know. There's a link up there above my name on how to join, and I would love to have you join my team and get a fabulous discount. All right, we are ready. We're ready to look at pretty cards today, so I'm going to go ahead and turn you down. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I hope that all of you saw on my blog today and here on Facebook, I posted our friend Anthony's card. Most of you know Anthony. He pops in here on our Facebook Lives when he can, and he sent me a Christmas card. And I love this Christmas card. There's a dog barking outside. And I'm just going to show it to you quickly. It's a style that I really don't do. It's geometric, but it is beautiful. Yes, Allison, you're going to be getting yours pretty soon. You got your pre-order today, Roz? Oh my gosh, I only have my few things. Oh boy, it is beautiful. Okay, so this is Anthony's card, and I posted it on my blog today because it is so spectacular. He's used the triangle dies, the stitch triangle dies. I think this is gorgeous, basic gray, but it could be smoky slate, I'm not sure. But he's used the die, the triangle, stitch triangle dies, and the playful alphabet. And I'm telling you, I really have no idea how he got this so perfect. He did not use glue, he used the adhesive sheets to adhere the letters. But that is beautiful work, friends. That is gorgeous work. It is even and just perfectly lined up. He did say he used a ruler, but I don't think I could do that. And I wanted you to see it really firsthand because it's so pretty. I'm thrilled that he would send me a Christmas card. So sweet. And then here's another one I received today from another girl, one of my downline. And as I get cards, I'll try to show them to you. This is an adorable card. It looks like garden green on the outside. I don't know all of the specific things that she used. I just haven't taken time to figure them out. But all I know is this card is really pretty, and I wanted you to see it. Okay, now this is a sample of what we're going to do today. It's not the exact one. Roz, you called in a lot of favors from your hubby and used up a lot of your extra budget. I totally hear you. Okay, this is a sample of what we're going to do today, and it's called a double tent fold. At least that's what I'm calling it. Some of the rest of you, thank you, Roz, might know exactly what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it. And it's like a regular card that stands up. I'm going to put it on the side like this, and then it has a second little tent that pops up. So I'm calling it a double tent fold card, and this is one I had made quite a while ago, but we're going to make one today so that you can learn exactly how, and I'll tell you the measurements, and then later I'll put them down below here so that you can do them. And the one we're going to do today is made out of Poppy Parade and Peaceful Place, I think it's called. Peaceful Place Designer Series paper. And here it is. I'll hold it up close to you. And I'm using some of the Ombre specialty paper, which is very sparkly. And isn't that just gorgeous? I really love it. Let me try to hold it more so you can see it. And when you close it up, the wreath goes right over one of the trees that's in the center, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. So let's get started. The first thing we have to learn is how to make this all work together, how to do the two tents. And it does take a full piece of cardstock, and I've already cut my cardstock in half, but I'm going to do the scoring with you. So you cut your full piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock in half at 4 1/4, and then I'm going to get out my paper trimmer, and we're going to score on the paper trimmer. And of course, half of 11 is 5.5. Now I pushed my cutting blade up out of the way, so I'm just going to be using the gray scoring blade. So I'm going to put it at 5.5, and that's one piece is going to be scored right at 5.5. And then we take the other piece and score that also. Thank you, Allison. I love the Peaceful Place paper too. I've got a bunch of it. So here is 5.5, again, the same. We're going to score the second piece at 5.5, but then half of 5.5, check me on this, my math people, is 2 3/4. I think. I'm pretty sure. And so we're going to score it again at 2 3/4. Alrighty, so we have now 2 pieces of our Poppy Parade. And we're going to fold on the score lines. And I've got my bone folder, and the one thing I want to tell you is with these double tent cards, you want to make sure that you get these sides aligned, okay, and the bottom. So I'm real careful and try to press pretty hard on the fold so it will sit as flat as possible. Now this one folds normally, okay, and the other one folds in and up. I mean, we can fix it no matter what, because you can always turn a fold to any side. And then down like this. And again, I want to make sure that I am really folding it so that this line right there, that those come together nicely, because we don't want our card to stand crooked. So we're going to press it down like that and then do our scoring. And what I'm going to do is pull this out so that I can really give it a good score right there. Okay, and let me do this one again one time. Okay, so now we've got our pieces scored. And the secret to this is you've got your first card, your regular stand-up card, and you've got your other piece. And when you hold it tall end up like this, the short end bending and folding right like that, then all you do is slide this one up under the other one and adhere it. So that's the way it's going to work. I'll show you that one more time. Here's your first card, the standard, the 8.5 by 11 scored at 5.5, and it opens like this. And then you have your second piece, the tallest side goes down, and then the short side goes like this. And so once you have it like that, all you do is put the two together, open the first one, and slide the second one right in. Press the top down, and that's how your card is going to work. Okay, so let's get some glue, and we'll get that glued on. So I'm going to go ahead and put my glue on this part that we just talked about. And that way the little edges are always at the bottom, and nobody can tell what you did and how you did it, which is the secret. That's one of the secrets to card making, is to not let them know how you made it so fun. Okay, so we're just going to put that in there, and I'm quickly going to maneuver it around so that I make sure it's pressed up as high as it can and over just right. And that's pretty close. And of course, if you think any little bit's gone over too much, you can always trim it off, but this is pretty close. So now our card base is made. Look at that. I better fold it up again here and do another pressing there. And there's our card. And I'll put it down this way so that you can see it, and over this way. So there is the double tent, 2 tents, like that. And you really can't see, you can barely tell right in there that it was adhered in there. So that, now you just decorate it. That is the basic thing to do right there. And it's really an easy card, but fun, and people are excited about it. So what we're going to do today, let's get out my pieces here. Now the biggest thing with this particular card is to get a tree in the middle from this Peaceful Place Designer Series paper, to get a tree in the middle. And this was one piece I had left over from earlier but I don't think it's going to work because the tree is a little off to the right. This is the tree that sits, and I can just hold the other one over it. You can see when we put our wreath in the middle, we want our tree to be inside there. So what I've got now is I've got a longer piece of the Peaceful Place Designer Series paper, and I'm going to trim it so that it lands right where I want it to be. I want that tree to be right in the middle, and I want this to be able to go over it. So that, now you could also use one of the smaller trees. There are 3 size trees, small, medium, and large. The problem with the large tree is it's too large. So we want to, I decided I want to get that middle tree right in there. So that's kind of where I want it, right there. And I'm going to use a pencil here. And you can go ahead and do this on your own. You can just do it freehand, or maybe you don't need to kind of measure, but I'm going to put just a little mark on each spot there where I want to cut. And I know what I need. I need a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of this. So now I'm going to use my cutting blade, and I'm going to go over here to the right side where I see my little tick mark there, and I'm going to get that mark right inside my cutting area. Okay, and then I'm going to flip this over and measure 4 inches, and it should come out just about right, I hope. Okay, now we're going to test it in our card. And we're just going to put it right in there. It might be a tad bit off. Let me try it again. But I don't really have any more paper, so it's going to have to work. Okay, it's not bad. It's not as exact as I wanted, but it still is going to come in the center of the wreath, or I might put the wreath on the side. Let's play and see. Now the other part is we want this to be 5 1/4. So I'm going to measure 5 1/4 here and then cut it down. Okay. So we're ready to go on that. And now all we're going to do is glue this to the inside of our card here. And I think this is such a it's beautiful paper, number one, but this particular one is so pretty. I think with the silver trees, I just think it's spectacular. And it can actually make 3 full cards. No, 6 cards, 3 for each half of your Designer Series paper. I just think isn't that just so pretty? I just love that. Okay, so we have that part in. Now the next thing we want to do is use our Ombre specialty paper, and that was one reason I used the poppy today, is so that I could show you. I've used it before, but I wanted to remind you, this is the Ombre specialty paper. It comes in Poppy Parade, Night of Navy, I think it's either, I think it's Bumblebee or Daffodil Delight, and Gorgeous Grape. And I used some on a Gorgeous Grape card the other day, and I really liked it. And it's ombre because it goes from light to dark. You could turn it upside down and go from light to dark. Excuse me, but the fabulous thing about it is that it's sparkly. I don't know if you can see that with the light, but it's actually kind of like glimmer paper, and I just love it. So, excuse me, that's the full sheet I wanted to show you so that you could see really how it works, how you get the full sheet. But now I have a smaller piece, a 6 by 6, and I want to use the light. I thought the light would look really nice, the light area on the Poppy Parade cardstock. So I'm going to cut this piece. Let me check my notes. Excuse me. At 2.5 by 4. So I want it to be 2.5 deep and 4 wide, 4 across. So let's do 2.5 right here. And then we'll go for 4. Okay. I just think this makes such a pretty background and works so beautifully with the Poppy Parade. We really are having such dry weather here in Southern California, and I always cough with the dry weather. Okay, here we go. Isn't that beautiful? I just love the way that looks compared to the dark area. Here's the dark area, which is still pretty, but I just wanted to really feature the light part of the ombre today. Now, the one thing to note is this is like a glimmer paper, so you can't glue as easily on the top side of it as you can with regular cardstock or designer series paper. I am going to do a bit of gluing today, but mostly I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals because they work much better. Now there, it's partially decorated, isn't it? I mean, you can just do anything with this card base. Use it for a birthday card. It doesn't have to be Christmas. Use it for any kind of card. Oh, and I forgot, we also need to put, well, we'll do that in a bit when we stamp. I have a piece of basic white to put on the inside, but I do want to stamp it a bit, so we'll wait a minute on that. Now, the next thing I'm going to put on is my wreath, and here's what I wanted to show you about the dies. This is from the Seasonal Swirls dies, and I used this larger one. There are also two others. This is a fabulous, fabulous die set. And what I wanted to tell you, I didn't even know it when I chose to use it. This is 40% off during the last chance sale. The Seasonal Swirls dies, 15 dies at 40% off. And I have my regular catalog, my holiday catalog, somewhere. Where did I put that holiday catalog? Oh, here we go. Here it is, and I've got a page for you. It's on page 58. It's the Sparkle of the Season bundle, but the dies individually are normally $34, and during this last chance sale, they're marked down to $20.40. You ordered this set. You sure did, Allison. I do remember that now, just now that you said that. But this is such an amazing price. 40% off this, and I've had this ever since the catalog came out. I loved it because I love wreaths, and it gives you 3 different types of wreaths. Well, you can combine all of them. I did that on one of my sample cards, this one. I combined the die that I'm using right now, the more like pine, and then I made this silver wreath inside that has the little stars. I don't know if you can you see it? So you can combine these wreaths. I think it's a fabulous set, and for $20.40, get that bargain. Okay, so what I did this time, on my sample, I only used 1 layer of the wreath, and I felt like it was a little bit flimsy just because I don't want it to be bent. So before, just to save us time, before I got on, I cut 2 of these out of Poppy Parade, this particular wreath, and I adhered both together with tiny dots of glue so that we can have something a little bit more firm, a wreath that's a little bit more firm. I'm wondering, how are we going to put this on? Okay, let's do it this way. And all you do, again, I mentioned that you do have to be really careful about gluing onto this sparkly, the ombre paper. We're just going to have to hold it a little bit longer because it's so bumpy. But I'm just going to put some tiny dots of glue, and you could use glue dots, but I'm not always sure they're going to stay. I feel like they might pop up with this glittery stuff. And all we want to do here is, remember, we're just adhering this to the bottom half of our glimmer area, our ombre area. So let's just put a little bit more in here and hope it sticks. There's another little leaf down there. Okay, so we're just going to, let me see and get it just right. So we're just going to glue that part down. And let me make sure I didn't, okay, I need to go down a little bit more on the left. Okay, and now we're just going to hold that for just a minute. I'm going to press my hand over it just for a minute while it adheres to that glimmery stuff. Shannon, hi. You have missed some details, Shannon, but I'm glad you're here right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm glad you popped on. Linda, good to see you. I think this is really a pretty card. And so you just hold it until it adheres just for a minute because it's a little harder to adhere to the sparkly ombre paper. Okay, now we're ready for our stamping. So we're going to stamp our sentiment and our tree and the inside of our card and our envelope. So we've got some stamping to do. And we're going to use Poppy Parade ink. And the first thing we're going to do is our tree. I'm using a tree on the front of the card. I'm using a tree on the envelope and a tree on the inside of the card. I'm just getting off a little ink that's over there. So let's get started. Here's the tree I'm going to cut out for the front of the card. This is the inside of the card. Like that. I love this tree. I just love this tree. And oh, by the way, this is from the Whimsical Trees bundle. And this bundle is going away. It's on the last chance. It's not on sale. I checked. It is not on sale, but it's last chance. And this is one of my all-time favorite sets, really. I love it. I just love the dies. I love the trees. I'm already disappointed. Okay, and the sentiment we're using is let your heart be light, and I'm going to stamp that right over here. Okay, so we're done with our stamping, and now we're going to do a couple of things. Let's get in our baby boss, and let's die cut the tree. That's the one thing the only thing we're die cutting today. And here are the Christmas tree dies that are going away. They're fabulous. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is like tinsel or cording. Just really, you could say you get 6 trees and then you get these smaller trees. I mean, it is just an amazing set. And so I'm just going to cut out the one little tree I stamped on the scrap piece here. Can you see that? Okay. Right in here. And it's just the cutest little tree. Just a little doll of a tree. It's going to be cute on tags for Christmas. I've made some tags. I had a class on tags earlier this month that's closed now, and they are adorable tags. But those are the only ones I've made. None for myself, really, as far as my gifts. Okay, so here's a little tree, and we're going to put it off to the side. In fact, I might put it a little more inside this time because our tree is off to the left. I might put that little guy there. And then I'm using some Simply Elegant trim. I always forget the name of this. Simply Elegant trim. And I'm going to tie a little bow out of this silver trim. I think it goes really well with the silver trees. And it's just a pretty light, not light colored, but lightweight kind of addition to the card. And so we're just going to make a cute little bow. And we're going to slip it up behind the tree. So let's ponder how we're going to do this here. I think I'm just going to have it go a little sideways and have it stick up right there. Okay, so let's see, how am I going to adhere that? Before, I like to do it with dimensionals. Okay, let's see, let's get the dimensionals out. And let's put the little bow on the back of the tree, and we'll adhere that with a dimensional. Okay, that's overlapping a little bit, coming outside of the tree. Let's try it again. Maybe we'll just go over the one of the tails of the cord. See how I think that'll work. Okay, and then let's do another one down further. So we have our 2 dimensionals. Let's make sure that's going to adhere there. Okay. And dimensionals stick to this ombre paper really, really well. I may have to play a little bit with the bow. But let's just put our tree right in there. Let's see, does that show on the back? A little, but that's okay. There's our little tree there. That looks cute. I like that. And you just let the tails go wherever they want to go. And now we're going to cut out our sentiment. We're just going to do that little cloud thing where you do the cloud over it. Hi Pam, you're saying hi to Roz, but I'm saying hi to both of you. I love it when you talk on here. Pam, tell me about your kitty. I wasn't understanding. I was reading the posts about your kitty cat. Can you write that down and tell me what's happening with your kitty? I saw that another cat was coming from somewhere. Tell me what's going on, because I wanted to understand. I do follow you, Pam, and I know you have an adorable little cat. Okay, so now we have our sentiment, let your heart be light, and we're just going to tuck that right up there too, and we're going to go ahead and adhere this with dimensionals also. One on each end, because my little cloud I purposely cut so that would be, whoops, big enough for a dimensional on each side. Okay, there's one, and here's the other one. Okay, and we're just going to pop this on. I really like this sentiment, let your heart be light. It's a general, just a nice sentiment for the holidays. Okay, so we're just going to tuck that right over there. Let's see, let's bring it down a little bit. And now we need to put our piece inside that we stamped. Isn't that cute? I really like this card. Pam. Oh, it was Kay. But her cat, George's girlfriend cat, went to Africa and then couldn't get back, and she finally got home today. Oh, a cat went to Africa? That's kind of interesting. Oh, it was Kay. I'm glad you guys know each other. I'm trying to keep up. Gosh, why would a cat go to Africa? That's pretty interesting. And gosh, I wonder if it went to South Africa. That's a little bit scary right now. Okay, here we go. We're putting on the inside, our inside piece, so that you have a nice place to write. Thank you for telling me, Pam. Okay, K. Yes, got it. Alrighty. Now, so we have our inside and we have our outside, and now we just get to add bling. We're going to add some rhinestones on our wreath and just finish this card up. And you see what I mean about the burnishing of the score lines here, because it kind of pops up anyway. Let's see. Oh, she went with her family. Okay. Isn't that kind of cute? I don't really take Ellie when I travel, but maybe I should, because I do miss her a lot. So that's giving me some ideas, Pam. Okay, let's put a few of our basic rhinestone basic jewels on here to add more bling. I think it's a really fun card, and I just want to add a little bit more. So I'm going to put, where did that go? Oh, it's in there. Okay. I use my scissors. Some people use tweezers. Looks like that came off on my finger. I end up with these things all over myself. I don't know about you guys. I'll find a little rhinestone someplace after I've been playing with them. Okay, there's one. And let's get another one on there. I love to put rhinestones on my cards. The only thing is, now when you go to mail these, I know some of you wonder, and there is some wonderful packing stuff. A thin kind of foam, not the bubbly stuff, but a thinner foam that some of your Amazon things come packed in and so forth. And you can use that to, what I do is I cut a little piece. I should have brought some over. Uh-oh. There it is. I cut a little piece card size. I keep losing it. And put it on top of my card front before I put it in my envelope. Do some of you do that also? Pam, you take your dog Callie with you everywhere. Wow. Well, I can even see in the US, but Africa, that's a pretty big deal. But neat. I'm so thankful they got out and they're okay. Okay, so we've got 4 rhinestones. Let's put a 5th on there because we always want to have our odd numbers. And we'll put this right in here. And there's our card. And it wasn't really hard to make it all, was it? I think it turned out really cute. I'm anxious to send it. In fact, maybe some of you, if you're my customer, you might be getting one, or if you've ever taken one of my online classes. I'm going to try to be sending my cards out this weekend, and so you might be getting one of these pretty cards. That foam works great, Allison. A piece of cardstock over the front of the card also helps to protect it. Good idea. I forget about cardstock. I just think of the foam, but the cardstock would work wonderfully. And that's something I really am pretty picky about. I don't want especially at Christmas time when I'm sending a lot of cards, I don't want the recipient to have the card poking through the envelope, the rhinestones and stuff like it sometimes does. But I hope you like today's card. I love it. I love making these cards, and I think people like receiving them. The only thing you have to remember is it takes 1 full piece of cardstock for the card base. But otherwise, it's a very fun card to make, and so let me come back here and wish you a super happy Friday, super happy weekend and holiday season. I know there are parties starting this weekend. And don't forget, if you're looking for a gift, my pretty adhesive pack is a really fabulous gift. $38 shipped. Email me or leave me a comment and I'll send you a PayPal invoice, and you get my 5 favorite Stampin' Up adhesives. I think they're the best that there is. And it's in this super cute little bright pink package, and I'll wrap it real good and send it 2-day overnight. You're welcome, Linda. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you guys, yes, same to you, Pam. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will comment back on Kay's cat. That'll help me remember Kay's cat. Okay, love you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.